what are the pros of this technique? I mean, beginning the session with facts and figures.
It supports what you're about to say. If
It supports.
yeah,
Playing
backbone.
field.
Okay.
It levels the playing field, so everybody's working from the same set of tools. Your audience is on the same plane as you are.
What about the credibility of the presenter?
How big the figures are.
No, let's say that you know nothing about this area, this topic, and I give you some facts and figures.
It's impressive.
Shows that you've done research, that you know something.
Okay, so you trust the presenter.
Maybe you are, so I cannot check your credibility just by you telling me that's in blah 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 more than blah blah, etc. I don't know if it's fact, it's your fact, it's not an actual fact. Because if your sales or whatever, you can, you can introduce facts in your way, and it's not my way.
So it's not for sure that my credibility in your eyes will increase. Not sure, not necessarily, but the chances are good. Right? I mean, I guess that for most
I think
people.
you mentioned Betar Yerushalayim, Maccabi? Yeah, but they are with the Betar against Hapoel.
I think they should bring facts
Yellow
and figures
versus
related to the topic
Yeah,
of the audience
both
that you are
yellow.
working with.
It's a yellow versus red.
Guys, let's listen to Penny for a second. You were saying?
And if you would bring facts and figures specifically for the audience or for the topic that you're about to talk about, it's relevant.
I
It
think
is,
it's only relevant if you substantiate the facts.
Yeah.
Where did you get those figures from?
Citations.
So if you can say,
According
this and
to-
this, according to this article, according to this survey, then you gain credibility.
Great, I agree. But it will not appear on screen. I will say it verbally. Okay, over there you won't put because it's not like a paper that you have to, make for that university or short and simple and straight to the point. Okay, we have all kinds of feelings about facts and figures.
You can always say you study a thing.
Okay, another method, another technique to begin your session with is to present a video. It could be funny, dramatic, documentary, but it has to be relevant for the session. Okay? Let's say, let me show you a video. Okay, let's say that my session deals with kids who are stars, okay, who are famous, who are talented, and I want to talk to you about what it does to them. You don't want to?
What do you say now? I would not want this to be my boyfriend. He's not my type. Like, he needs to go to the beach and tan. We can just move over this side. We got this. Bam.
What's your name?
My Bishop, and my name is Daniela Mancini.
You look a little bit like my little daughter, like my little Lou. So who's the boss here?
Me.
You're the boss? In my house, the girls are the bosses too. So let's just say you make it to the end and say you're really good. What would you do with $1 million?
What I would do, I would give some to the whole world that are poor.
That's very nice.
And
Will he get some of that money too, or are you organizing all that money?
we're going to share it, and then we're both going to have a mansion. I'm going to save some for college, and like she said, we'll buy a mansion.
That sounds pretty good to me. I can't wait to see you two dance. Go ahead.
Watch them dance.
So cute.
Okay. So you could start your session or lecture with a video. Okay? It's much more interesting, it's much more fun. Okay? And it could take you straight into the point that you want to talk about. Okay? You get your audience engaged right from the start. Okay? Because if the topic of my session would be how does kids being stars at young age affect them, and then I show you this video of 2-3 minutes, and then we finish that video, and how did you feel about them, about the stuff that the girls said, about the way they danced, about the reaction of the audience, about the reaction of the judges over there. Okay, and then we can start a discussion and move from there to the points that I want to deliver. Okay, a video is a very good way to start a session. Okay, you could go with some kind of activity. It could be a game, a quiz, drawing, or okay, let's say that I'm delivering a workshop for social workers. Okay, that they need to be able to grade or to scale the emotions of their of the people that they need to take care of, to treat. Okay, so I start with the activity of okay, take 2-3 minutes and try to grade or to scale these emotions over there. Who would you address first? Who would you take care of first? Okay? So they come up with all kinds of results, all kinds of everybody has their own decision, right? Then you can move from there to an open discussion and then to the body of your session. Okay? So that is another technique. You start with some kind of activity. Another activity could be an icebreaker. Let's see a different icebreaker.
So this is Mr. Edwards' class. Everybody say hello. Hello. All right, we are going to play the game of WAP. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to show you the moves.
The game of WAP. You know the game of
I
WAP?
want you to throw the WAP
You do.
over here at Juliana. Go for it.
Walk.
And
Walk.
not yet. We're going to go slow. Go for it.
Walk.
And then she goes.
Walk.
And the two people to the side go.
Walk.
And then she throws it to somebody else.
Walk. Walk. Walk.
And then she throws it to somebody else.
Walk. Walk.
So it's 4 moves. It's the throw. Go ahead, Brian. Throw it again.
Walk.
There's a throw. Then there's a catch, where it goes like this.
Walk.
And then there's the two people on the side.
Walk.
And then it gets thrown to somebody else. Like that. That's all you do over and over and over again. So excuse me, boys and girls. I'm going to try to get rid of the table. All right, y'all ready to play? Okay, this might be too close. We'll try. And if I fall on the table and die, then it's my fault. Okay, Dave's going to start it. Now remember, we got to go fast wahs, okay? Now the slow stuff. We ready? Go. Oh, somebody's gone. Okay. You ready? Chris, you get started? No? Okay, now we can go for it.
Okay, so you got the idea, but the idea was that, let's say that you have the audience, okay, they don't know each other, or some of them don't know the other part of the audience, or you know what, even if they do work together, still their relationship at work are not as close as it would be with a friend or a brother, a sister, and you would like them to feel comfortable right at the beginning of your session, not to be strangers, not to be, you know, like frozen and I'm too shy and I cannot do anything. So you take them, you put them in a circle, then you do all kinds of activities with them. This is only one example. You have plenty of them, okay? And it's amazing. You know what? I took part in one of the workshops that I took part in. So the presenter, she did something very similar to this exercise with us. And at the beginning we thought, oh my God, such a nutcase. What are we doing here? But like after 2-3 minutes, it was like cool. And we were into it. And we're like, okay, we're ready to work. Okay, to do something with this workshop. So it is nice, it helps, like move things and move people. Okay? So that was these were two examples of an activity that you can conduct, you can do with your audience. What else do we have? What are the techniques of introduction? A famous quotation. Let's say that my session is about the civilian participation within the politics of the same country that you're delivering the session in. Okay? So that is the topic. I could start with a quotation. Okay? And then I put that on screen and I ask you, how do you feel about that quotation? Do you agree? Disagree? Does anybody know what Megadeth did with it? That sentence? You know the rock band Megadeth?
Ask not what you can do for your country, ask what your country can do.
Okay. They took it the other way around. Ask not what you can do for your country, ask what your country can do for you. Okay, so I present this quotation and then we can start the discussion from there and then move on to the body of that session. Another technique would be a personal story. We spoke about credibility of the presenter in the eyes of their audience, right? So another way, another method to increase the credibility and the trust, okay, that for you to trust me to be the right person to deliver the topic, the content that I am delivering is through a personal story, okay? And how do you tell? What is the structure of a personal story in the context of delivering a session? Is everybody there? What's the structure? What's important over there? it is recommended to start with the message that you would like to deliver through that story. Then tell the story and then repeat the message. Okay? Let's say, for example, that I'm delivering a workshop or a session to young parents, okay, that having their first child, and I want to teach them, I want to deliver a message of when you try to educate your kids, it's very important to give them a personal example, okay? And let's say that the topic would be that promises must be kept. That is something that I would like to deliver to you. Okay? So I will tell a personal story about myself. First I would say, okay, promises must be kept. And then I would say, okay, I have 2 girls. My big one, I really like doing stuff with her. We create stuff from paper, from sponge, from all kinds of materials. And we love to hang out together, to draw, to paint, to do stuff. And the other day, she tried to create a bill out of sponge. And she did an amazing job, but she was missing 2 legs of that bill. And it was time to go to bed, and she was so upset. She told me, oh, come on, Dad, I really would like to complete it. I want to do it, I want to finish it. And I said, no, baby, I'm sorry, you have to go to sleep. But don't worry, I promise that when you wake up tomorrow morning, it will be completed. Because I will do it while you're asleep. So she trusted me, because it's always like that. I make promises and I keep them. And she knows it. And then I found out, when she went to bed, I found out that I don't have sponge to complete that bill. So I called some of my friends and some of the neighbors, and somebody could get me some sponge that I needed. Blah, 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 blah. She woke up the next morning, it was completed. The bill, okay? I kept my promise. And she was like all over me, oh, but daddy, no. That was an example of personal story. What did it do to you, by the way? What did it make you feel, that personal story that I just told you?
Empathize.
Empathize. What else?
That's an inadequate parent.
Not a good point.
Inadequate parent.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Connect with you on a personal level and trust you.
Connect with me on a personal level and trust me. Okay, that's great. That is good. Okay, that's what it is supposed to do to the audience. Okay, you believe me, you trust me, and how do I do that? I told you the message in advance, and then I told you the story itself, and then you got the message, and I added some dialogues over there. You remember? She told me, oh, come on, I want to complete it, and I told her, no. Okay, dialogues over there. Color it with details, emotions, sights, okay? Try to make it interesting, try to make it alive. What else? It must be relevant, okay? If the topic would be that promises must be kept, I won't tell you a story about the other time that I went to see Maccabi Tel Aviv play. I won't, because it's irrelevant. That I will do in
It's
another.
relevant because Maccabi probably will not keep their promises to you.
Are you sure that you are a Maccabi fan? Because it doesn't sound like
This
it.
season, that sounds...
I'm sorry. Okay, another technique, another good technique would be raise a provocative question. An example. Why, in your opinion, only 30% of software developers are women?
Objection.
Why? What happened? Because you think that they're 15%. And Michal maybe would think, oh my God, you're so wrong, we're 60%. And okay, we're better. No, we're better. No. Okay? It will make your audience be engaged right from the start.
I have another example of stuff.
Another one? Or you wanted to?
No, a different one. It's okay. Continue.
But it can make you.
Share with us. Share yours.
Why married people live longer than single ones?
Is that a fact?
Do you want to ask El Bandi that?
Oh my God. What about divorce?
No, it's the same.
Oh my God. I hope you just made it
They
up.
just feel like they live.
No, it's exactly the same. It's the same, but it feels longer.
Feels like eternity.
You can make the crowd to dislike you because of those quotations.
So the conclusion would be that it depends. I mean, you cannot use it every time that you deliver a session. It depends on the audience.
Say that to Donald Trump.
You don't have to
To
take
Donald
a stance.
He uses it every session. It's very, very powerful tool. As long as you're willing to take the flak.
Exactly. Okay?
But you don't have to take a stance. You just present the question.
No, but no, I can relate. I can relate to what Alex is saying right now because you are the one to present it. Okay?
The one who
Yeah,
asked the
we
question.
can disclaim just after causing the reaction.
You could. The question doesn't have to be necessarily a provocative one. It could be a rhetorical question or some kind of a question which is not provocative. But over there, the second one, do you agree with the common perception that men are incapable of doing more than one thing at the same time? So girls in the audience would say, that is so true. My husband this and that, my boyfriend this and that. And then the man in the audience would say,
That's
no. But the main thing is that
Married
yes, my love. Whatever you say, my love. Yeah. Okay? But the purpose of a provocative question is to keep your audience engaged, alive, interested.
You
Okay?
have to be very careful not to lose control over the discussion, over the flames.
You're right. I agree.
It happened in a TV show in Israel about
The methods that you choose, Sagi, depends on many factors, and one of the major factors of that is your confidence. If you are confident enough that you would be able to take control on the situation if it gets out of control. Okay? If you're so certain, if you're so confident, you could go with this method. If not, choose this one, for example. What is simple and safe?
Why or what?
So I'm going to tell you, who am I? My name is Antonio. What do I do? What am I? I work for the content training team. Okay. And how will the audience benefit from my session? Who knows the acronyms with them?
what's in it.
What's in it for me? And in Hebrew, Emily. אני מה יוצא מזה. Okay? The audience must know what they're going to take out of this session, how they're going to benefit.
I believe that has to be in the parts of the introduction.
It has to be.
Yeah, I don't think it should be one technique. Actually, I think it should be part of the introduction because it's in my opinion, it's important the audience knows who is standing in front of them. Like, in addition to the stories and icebreaker and whatever, it needs to know who you are, like who is standing in front of them. So
Why?
it
Do you
shouldn't be
agree?
something separated, but
Usually get introduced.
Do you agree?
By the way,
Sometimes.
Why is it so important?
not
standing in front of
necessarily. Not necessarily. You come from a training for a workshop or something. People you from, you have the audience and the people you are going to train with them. You don't have someone, okay, this is blah blah blah, he's the head of department. You have to introduce yourself, you know. And also, even I do believe that even though someone is introducing you, I would prefer to introduce myself with the elements I believe are right and relevant for that session and how I want people to look at me, not from someone else.
That depends.
So,
Who is the speaker? Because sometimes the
I'm the
speaker.
speaker.
Well, in your case, you're the speaker. Sometimes the speaker is a very famous person. You don't have to introduce. If Bibi Netanyahu would come to speak here, everybody knows him. There is no need for any introduction.
Of course, but
Okay.
I think we are related, like any of the techniques here are applying to Bibi Netanyahu or Ban Ki-moon or any lawyer that
If you are
I
invited,
mean, it's, we are talking lambda people. Like.
if you are invited to a famous or semi-famous person with a pamphlet, and it says the speaker is this and that, and everyone he's an author or a researcher, etc. So you all reading the invitation or the
I
conference.
don't agree with you. I think that it doesn't work.
You need
Anything to start
organization.
saying, hi, I'm Dr. blah, blah,
They
blah.
just hijacked it.
For those who don't know me, I did that. It's one sentence.
There is no correct and wrong answer here.
I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm saying I don't agree with you
Right.
that.
anyway, you guys, listen. You can mix methods. You can mix methods. You can choose simple and safe plus a video plus a quotation plus whatever. You choose. You decide. And
I don't agree.
I think we should decide what makes much more confidence for the speaker.
I agree. I fully agree. Okay. And they need to know. I mean, some of the simple and safe technique is to tell your audience what's the plan. Okay. What's the roadmap of that lecture, workshop, whatever. Okay. Now it's 10 a.m. We're gonna talk about this and that. At 12, you're gonna have a lunch break of 45 minutes. We'll get back here. We'll do some exercise. Then you'll have another coffee break at 3:45. We'll get back here at 4, and then we're gonna summarize that workshop. Okay? People need to know what's coming. Okay? So you need to give them a catchy roadmap.
I don't need to know when the coffee break.
For sure, especially if you smoke. Okay?
Or in the Maccabi fan.
So they need to know, and a combination of methods is possible. But what does your audience need to know anyway, regardless of the method that you choose? So they need to know the topic of your session. They need to know the objective. Why the hell am I wasting time on this person? What's in it for me? Okay, I need to know the objective. What am I doing here? And the structure, the time frame that we just spoke about. Okay, let's talk about the body of the session for a little while. Okay, best practices, tips and tricks. Interact with the audience by quiz, game, open discussion, asking for volunteers. Okay, I could ask for somebody to come and, I don't know, do what? But it keeps you awake, keeps you engaged. Okay, some kind of engagement, interaction with the audience. It's important. Surprise them. Surprise them. How do you do that? Show them some videos, play some music, put some extra visuals, special effects, physical movement of the presenter. Okay? I'm not static, I'm not like this. Okay? I'm moving around, I'm coming over there, I'm going backwards, I'm going from. Okay? Let's see a video about who knows this video. The gorilla, right? Does anybody else know it?
Yeah.
Okay, so please don't spoil it to the others. And check yourselves. The people who said that they know this video, check yourselves if you knew this version of this video. Pay attention.
The monkey business illusion. Count how many times the players wearing white pass the ball. The correct answer is 16 passes. Did you spot the gorilla? For people who haven't seen or heard about a video like this before, about half missed the gorilla. If you knew about the gorilla, you probably saw it. But did you notice the curtain changing color or the player on the black team leaving the game?
Okay.
Let's rewind and watch it again. Here comes the gorilla, and there goes a player, and the curtain is changing from red to gold. When looking for a gorilla, you often miss other unexpected events. And that's the monkey business illusion.
Okay, so what did I try to explain presenting this video? Okay, when you sit in a session, in a lecture, in a workshop, in a session, okay, you have all kinds of things affecting your mind, okay? You have the noises that your neighbor sounds, or you have the email that you just got, or the text message that you got. You think about your lover, you think about the work that you left behind in order to be here. You have all kinds of stuff pounding in your head. So the presenter must be the strongest and the most, let's say, meaningful stimulus that will occupy your mind. Okay? More than anything else. So how do you do that? By surprising your audience, by putting videos, putting music, by moving from side to side across the room. Nobody said, by the way, that I have to speak from there, right? To come over here and speak to you guys from here, okay? Just to keep you awake, just to keep you alive, okay? And with me. So all kinds of interactions and techniques. What is the correct movement by the instructor or the presenter? Steady and comfortable is acceptable. What does it mean? Something like that. If I want to talk to you while standing steady, but comfortable enough, so that is okay. But I cannot be frozen.